Spend the day with me and see what I eat in a day when I'm on a fat loss phase. Stick around. Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. My name's Debbie and we're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot to cover. So as a lot of you know, I've been really trying to build muscle, and over the last few months I've been bulking up a little bit, and I don't mean like muscle bulking. You know, I'm eating more calories, but now I'm at the point now where I need to lean out so I can actually see the muscles that I've been working on. And I don't have a big amount of fat to lose, but I do have some that has been sticking around. And so I'm going to be showing you what I eat during these times when I'm going through a fat loss phase. I've been learning a lot about building muscle and recovery and a lot of different things. And I've made mistakes and I'm still learning. You know, I was on maintenance calories, then I was adding more calories so I could build some muscle. And now I'm at a point now where I need to lean out a little bit and then, you know, get on my maintenance again. So these are really simple recipes. This isn't starvation. This isn't super low calorie, anything like that. It's high protein. And by high protein, I mean adequate protein for what I am doing for my goals. If you're someone that is not really working out with weights, but you just want to be healthy and have optimal health, then you can eat a little bit lower protein. But we definitely need protein. We need to make sure we have it in our meals. It's really vital. But if you're like me and you're trying to build muscle, because we lose so much muscle as we get older, that I am really focusing on that right now. I showed you my coffee that I make in the morning. I will show you what I eat before I go to the gym. And then I will show you my post-workout smoothie. I'll show you my lunch, my dinner, and of course my dessert. So it's a full day of eating. Before we get into it, I just want to mention a couple things. If you watch Plant-Based Besties, that's the podcast I do with Joey from Plant-Based Dads, we are having a giveaway for Mother's Day, and you can win a bag of Earth Chimp protein powder, which is our favorite protein powder. I will leave a link below so you can win your own bag of protein powder. There's going to be a few different ways that you can get entries, so all the instructions will be when you hit that link, it'll take you to a website and it'll tell you all the rules. So be sure to check out the description box. I will have the full recipes below or links to them. I will break down all the macros for each meal and then for the end of the day, so you'll have everything all detailed out for you. Couldn't be easier. And then I'm going to show you the simple ways I eat. And I eat pretty much the same way every day. It's real simple, it's not fancy, and this is what I do to make sure that I am consistent. Because if it's not simple, if it's not easy, I'm not going to do it and I'm not going to stick with it. But I found a system that works for me, and that's what you need to do for yourself. You don't need to have 100 recipes with 1,000,000 ingredients. You know, just get 6 or 7 recipes that you like, some breakfast, some lunch, some dinner, even a couple desserts, and then just rotate them. And then you make your life really easy. Grocery shopping is easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. And you will find that with these recipes that I'm going to show you today. And another little side note on the podcast is we've been doing it on YouTube, but now you can actually listen to it. It's on all podcast platforms, and you can listen to us now when you're working out, driving in your car, doing your laundry, whatever. So no excuse. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to be heading off to the gym in a little bit, and I want to eat something because for me, it's really important to eat some good protein before I head out to the gym because I want to have energy and stamina to have a really good workout. Because if you go to the gym, why not do a really good workout? So I'm going to start off with my high protein bagel here, and I'm going to add some of my Greek yogurt to it, and that's going to give me about 22 grams of protein. Now it looks more like a bun of some sort because the hole kind of got scrunched in when I baked it, but it's still going to be delicious. So I just cut it in half, and I'm just going to put it in the toaster, and I like it to be nice and toasty. I'm going to add my Greek yogurt on there, and that's just going to be a perfect little meal before going to the gym. Here's what I'm talking about. Look at that, so nice and toasty. Then I've got my homemade Greek yogurt. Little on this side, little on this side. And you can fancy this up however you'd like. If you want to add tomatoes, greens, pickles, onions, whatever. But I'm just going to make it simple because I want to get to the gym. So I'll go to the gym in about half an hour. This isn't going to make me feel super full, but it's going to definitely give me energy for my workout. Okay, back from the gym. I'm ready for my post-workout smoothie, and this is one I make every day. Now I do only go to the gym 3 days a week for strength training and a little bit of cardio, but I walk every day. So this is how I build it. I start with a banana. Why a banana, you may ask? Because I love bananas. I love the flavor of bananas. If you don't like bananas, then use something else. Blueberries, whatever strikes your fancy. 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk. Half a cup of water. I like to add creatine. This is my favorite brand. I'll leave a link for that. And creatine can help with increasing your lean muscle mass. It also helps your muscles recover after a workout. And it also helps with cognitive function. And when you are postmenopausal, super important. I also add some taurine, and this is a natural occurring amino acid, and it helps regulate BP, boost metabolism. It also helps to improve brain and heart health. And I can leave a link to all this stuff down below. And I just usually use a half a scoop. Next on the list is, you saw me add this to my coffee. I do a half a scoop in my coffee and then the other half of a scoop in my smoothie. And this gives me an extra 10 grams of protein a day. And it's 100% plant-based. So I'm trying to get a discount code for you guys, but right now I'll just put the Amazon link. They haven't responded back to me yet, so Vedge, if you're listening, I'd love a discount code for my followers. And then of course, the ever famous Earth Chimp, and you can get 10% off with my discount code. If you buy $45 worth, you get free shipping. I use the vanilla in my smoothie, but they have chocolate as well, and they also have unflavored. But I love the vanilla, goes great with the banana. So 2 scoops of that. So this is going to give me about 25 grams of protein. So I've already had about 22 plus the 25. So I'm well on my way to getting my protein goals met today. I'm gonna blend the smoothie, and then I'm going to get cleaned up, and then we're gonna make some lunch. All right, it's beautiful. I just put in a compostable straw because it's better for the environment. And I just drink it right out of the cup that I mixed it in. Now you don't have to get this fancy with your smoothie. You don't have to do collagen and creatine and taurine. This is what I'm doing right now because I'm trying to build muscle and lose fat. So this is what's working for me, but I highly recommend you have a smoothie because it will give you some good protein, even if you just do banana, almond milk, and a couple scoops of the protein powder. All right, I'll see you back at lunch. So before lunch, I like to sip on this. This is my electrolyte water. This was recommended by my doctor because my sodium tends to be a little low. So I drink one of these a day, and then I'll drink another whole one of these today, just plain water. I've already had about 20 ounces at the gym, and then I had a cup when I woke up, And then I'll probably, after I drink the second one of these, I'll do another cup. So I like to get in as much water as I can. All right, let's figure out what's for lunch. All right, for lunch, we're gonna be doing tacos. I've got a little water heating up here in this pan, and we're just gonna saute some onions, just a few, a couple tablespoons, and we'll just do this for a couple minutes. So to substitute the ground beef, we're gonna be using TVP, and I've got a 1/4 cup here that I just rehydrated with a 1/4 cup of warm water. So we'll add this in here. I like to do equal amounts of water and TVP, then you don't have a bunch of water left over. So we're just gonna let this cook for a little bit, a minute or two. I like to just leave it like this on medium heat and then just stir it like every minute. And then that way each side gets a little bit of color. So we'll let this go for about 3 minutes. Now if you need to add a little water while it's cooking, that's fine. You don't want it to burn. All right, I think this is looking good. It's got a little bit of color on it. And now I'm just going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of my favorite taco seasoning, which for me is the Siete mild taco seasoning. And then we're gonna add a little bit of water. And we'll just let all the flavors marry here for a little bit. And if you need to add a little bit more water, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna turn this down to low and just let it cook for a couple minutes. All right, at this point, I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of pinto beans, and then we're just gonna let this all cook for just a couple minutes to get all the flavors to come together. And then we will put some tacos together. So I've got 2 nice big romaine lettuce leaves. I decided to do this instead of tortillas, but if you want to do tortillas, you can go right ahead. And then I'm just going to split this mixture between the 2, and they're going to be quite big. You could split it between 3 if you want, if you don't want it as big, but I'm fine with this. Then we've got a few little tomatoes we want to throw on there. I've got some salsa. Just regular old jarred salsa, nothing fancy. And then I just have a little bit of my cheese sauce. Drizzle on here. Low calorie, high protein, nice amount of fiber, delicious. All right, I'm gonna go enjoy lunch and then I will see you guys at dinner. So my husband requested a little stir fry tonight, so I'm gonna make some rice. So I've got my rice in my rice cooker. And he loves when I add this little yellow curry bouillon to it. I'm just going to add 1/2 cube. Just break it up a little bit. And that'll be done in about 15 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to get the stir fry started. So this stir fry is not really like a stir fry. I'm basically just sauteing vegetables, but we just call it a stir fry. And it's going to be super easy. I'm going to be using a lot of shortcuts. The first one being this frozen ginger. This is equal to 2 teaspoons of ginger, so that's the first little hack. The second one is using some of this jarred garlic. About a tablespoon or so. And if you want to use fresh garlic, fresh ginger, more power to you. I just don't have time, don't want to deal with it. So this is just much easier for me. So we're going to let these cook a little bit. We want the ginger to kind of defrost, and then we're just going to throw all our veggies in. And another little hack is I'm just using this Trader Joe's ready veggies. It's broccoli, Brussels sprouts, red cabbage, kale, carrots, and snow peas. Super easy for a quick night dinner. Then I'm going to add some other veggies. I've got some Napa cabbage, some bok choy, and I had some leftover broccoli. So we'll just throw that in just a bit. And if you need to add a little bit more water, then you can do that as well. Just don't want your garlic to burn. All right, let's start adding in our veg. And this is going to cook way down. It's going to look like an absolute ton. but it will cook down. I'm going to add a little bit of water in here. I'm just going to cover it and let it cook for a few minutes, and then I'm going to start layering some different flavors. I'm going to stir it a little bit. I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of coconut aminos. You could use soy sauce, tamari, whatever you like. And just a little bit more water. Give it a stir. This is just so fresh and easy to do. I'm just going to add a pinch of salt, some onion powder, garlic powder, and a couple shakes of some red pepper flakes. Okay, we're going to give this a stir. Put the lid on and just let it go for a couple minutes. You know, we don't want to cook them to death, so. Oh, I am going to add half a cup of edamame, frozen edamame. Don't tell my husband. He's not a big fan, but you know, he needs a little extra protein too. Alright. A couple more minutes. Now I'm going to add about a half a cup of veggie broth. And we are almost done here. Just want to make sure the edamame is warmed through. Don't want to bite on a piece of frozen edamame. I could have put them in earlier, but honestly, I forgot about it. Alright, the last step is to thicken this up a little bit because I like all the veggies to get coated. And I just have a little slurry here of arrowroot and water. And it's not going to be super thick or make a super thick sauce, but it will help coat all the vegetables as it thickens here, and I just like that. That's optional. Alright, I think we're ready to serve this up, and I'm going to show you how I build my plate. So this is how you want to build your plate. A whole bunch of veggies, okay? Then my protein of choice is tofu, and then look at how pretty that rice is. So I like to have mostly vegetables. Half my plate is veggies, and then I've got a good amount of protein that's going to really satisfy me, and then that rice, because we love a starch. And of course, the day would not be complete without my chocolate yogurt delicious dessert. And I've made this several times for you guys. I'll leave the recipe in the description box, along with all the recipes, all the macros for the day, for each meal, so it'll all be itemized for you. So let's give this a taste. I know it's good, but I mean, look at that. So good. It's just like a chocolate mousse. If you don't know, this is my Greek yogurt, Earth Chimp protein powder, and some Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips. If you don't like chocolate, you could absolutely use vanilla protein powder. You could use peanut butter chips or butterscotch. Now that wouldn't be vegan, but Lily's does have peanut butter ones that are vegan. And voila. So I hope you like this video of what I eat in a day when I'm trying to lose fat. And I don't say lose weight because that's not what I'm trying to do. Weight fluctuates from day to day with water, with a lot of different things. My goal is to lose fat. If you like this video, if you learned something, then please give it a like and share it with your friends. There's still time to enter the Mother's Day giveaway from Earth Chimp, where we will give away 1 bag of Earth Chimp protein powder to 3 lucky winners. So I will leave that link down below, so make sure you enter for that. And we'll announce the winners shortly thereafter. And I believe you can enter through the 18th, and there's different ways you can get more entries. Be sure to watch our podcast on Mother's Day episode as well. We're on all podcast platforms. And I did actually get a discount code for the collagen. While I was filming, I didn't have one. When I got done making the meals for the day, I checked my email and they had approved me. So I do have a discount code for the collagen as well. And if you've made it this far in the video, please comment below with fat loss, and that way I know you made it to the end with me, and I really appreciate it. And is there bloopers at the end? You're not going to know till you stick around. Remember, all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate. Until next time, thank you. Hello, people. Spend the day with me. Spend the day with me when I today. Hi, welcome back. Hi, hi, welcome back to my kitchen and my name. Oh my God. Then I've got my homemade Greek yogurt. Come on, baby.